You know, just when you thought the VShojo, I don't want to use the word drama, the VShojo situation couldn't really get worse, couldn't really be much more of a, I don't know, proof in the pudding that corporations suck ass. You know, just when you were at that point, Veibae comes out with her very own statement on this, and we're going to go through this, some of the replies and whatnot. Now, I haven't actually read this yet, and I've tried to skip anything with anybody talking about it, so we're going to go in fresh as a daisy, one might say, and take a look for ourselves and see just how bad things were, at least when it comes to her experience, okay? So, let's see here, from Veibae, and so now our NDAs are now void. I don't think that's the case. I think the NDAs remain for quite a while longer. So yeah, I don't think the NDAs are void now. I believe they have to be voided or something. I know there's a legal thing for that, but I don't think just because VShojo has been announced to be closed, still got to go through all the paperwork. I don't think that they're actually void, but we're gonna just take that with a grain of salt because obviously I'm no fucking lawyer and I have no idea. See why I left VShojo back in 2023. VShojo tried to bully me into one of the most predatory contracts that I have ever seen. When I tried to ask more about it, their COO got extremely hostile with me and refused to answer any of my questions, and so I had to hire a lawyer in order to get some clarification. So, once again, another talent, right, that they were trying to strong arm into a contract, right? Because if they weren't trying to strong arm her into a contract, why would they not be willing to answer any of her questions? They were hoping she would sign a shit contract by and not read it because she was so excited to work with VShojo. That's my take, anyway, on the first paragraph here. Let's see what else we got. During the talks, it became clear that VShojo would rather let me go than take less money from me. So instead of taking a little less money from someone and still having some type of income coming in, they said, nah, fuck that, dude. We're gangster. We don't want any money from you anyway. What? See. They were ultimately wanting me to give up more than half of my sponsor revenue and over 60% of all merch sales. So if over half of sponsor revenue is what? We're going to go with 55%, maybe 60% still. What a line of horse shit that is. I mean, how as a company do you think that you have in any way a right to take that much of a cut when the industry standard is what, 15, maybe 20%? If I'm correct, I may not be, but that's what I've heard anyway. All I asked from them in return was to not take a cut of the sponsors that I was getting through Mythic. Yeah, so they couldn't. Isn't that the like Bao said, or Lily? Bao, yeah. That you can't go to a sponsor that Mythic has already got from me and say no, she'll do it for less money, so you can take a cut, which is just non-compete. It's a very basic thing. Businesses do it all the fucking time, but apparently they didn't want to do that. They wanted They wanted their finger in everybody's pie, is basically how I'm understanding all of this from everybody's statements, right? They as in VShojo, sorry, I should clarify. She wanted to have their finger in every pie. They wanted to taste everybody's pie and not make their own. That's how I understand it anyway. As the cut was already being taken, they said no, they want it all. They want it all. They want all your money. You know, the money that you earned by being talented enough to have sponsors in the first place. They want that. Fucking hell. And so I asked to leave after being treated like I was disposable in their talks. Well, yeah, I wouldn't have been asking out of and telling them, let me the fuck out, I'm spilling the beans. They basically made it seem like they were my employer. Which, if they were your employer, that means that you should have gotten paid, right? And that they're the reason for my success. That I owe them, and that I should be happy to give them my money. Holy shit. It sounds like every one of these girls, every one of the talents, except for maybe one or two, were gaslit and manipulated either through the tactic they used for Iron Mouse, which was oh, we need you, we can't let you go anywhere. If you go somewhere, it'll be so bad for us, making her feel guilty and ashamed if she left because she felt responsible for all of those people, right? And then some of them apparently got the stick. Mouse got the carrot, others got the stick. And by the stick, what do I mean by that? I mean basically being told right here that she owes them and should be happy to give them her money. That's the stick. You owe us. We did this for you. We demand you pay us back. You haven't paid us back yet. There's no way you've paid us back yet. We've taken probably by now hundreds of thousands of dollars from you, but you haven't paid us back for doing nothing yet. Let's see what else we got here. In order for me to leave, they demanded I sign an NDA that prevented me from speaking to any other talent about it. So, my question is though, if you sign an NDA, but if you were renegotiating a contract, wouldn't that mean you're at the end of your contract anyway? So they couldn't force you to stay after that. You literally would just say, "Okay, I'm not re-signing, and I'm not signing an NDA, and I will be going public with this." That's how I understand that would work. But then again, like I've already said, I am not a lawyer, and I don't really know how that stuff works. That's just how my brain says it should. Okay? I could not say why I was leaving. I could not say what the terms were. I even got in trouble for advising them to hire their own attorneys. They would watch my streams, read my Discord, and threaten to sue me if I said anything that hinted toward how I really felt about the company. I was threatened with a lawsuit. So, if somebody said to her, "Hey, how do you like working for blah, 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 blah. Hey, how do you like working for VShojo?" She went, "Yeah, it's not all I thought it was gonna be. It's not really that great." They would threaten to sue her. If she was honest about something, they threatened to sue her. What a bunch of horse shit. I mean, I understand like a non-disparagement clause, to where if they say, okay, we'll let you leave without anything, but, we would appreciate it if for 6 months or a year you didn't badmouth the company. Sign this, it says for 6 months or to a year, I guess it's basically a sort of NDA. You won't badmouth the company, then, okay, fine, I get that, because after that 6 months or a year, you can go fucking full bore and just bury him. And then when somebody says, well, why didn't you do that when you left the company? You go, because they paid me $300,000 not to for 6 months. I figured if I can sit on $300,000 or whatever, some shit for $6 a month, I would. I mean, but it seems like a simple thing to me, but I don't know. See, another one of their terms, of their leave terms, was that they will announce both me and Silver on the same day in order to minimize the damage to their company. No. I would say no to that. I would be absolutely no. Everything, I don't know, maybe it's it's an outside perspective looking in, isn't it? Because I can say, well, I'd probably say no, but I don't really know. I'm just giving what I think I would hope I would be able to do in a situation. But these girls are fucked. Their COO has begun to push a narrative on 4chan. On fucking 4chan? Okay. And yes, I'm serious. Just lame as fuck. Yes, it is. And other social media that I'm leaving because I plan to join OTK. And it didn't matter if she did or not. It's not their information to give out. And that both me and Silverdale are troublemakers. So they were letting us go. See, I've seen this happen in the just normal job world, right? Where an employee goes up to the manager or employer and goes, "Hey, you know what? I'm not gonna continue being employed here. I'll stay on for my 2 weeks and obviously do the best job I can do. You give me somebody to train for my job, and I will train them to the best of my ability. Willing to leave on good mutual terms. And then that employer get upset, right? And then fire them immediately, only, and I've had this happen, of course, only for that employer, that manager, to start talking to the other employees as if the person that they just quit or they just fired were the worst employee and the worst person on the planet. So if it happens in lower end hourly wage jobs, then I don't see why it wouldn't happen at the now go bye-bye VShojo, huh? Later, I found out that Nanners wanted to leave around the same time due to also being unhappy with the contract, but was told that she couldn't because it did not fit their narrative that they were pushing internally and externally. The amount of hate we've gotten over leaving, from fans calling us greedy bitches to people saying we're abandoning our friends and tossing aside the company because we were successful enough. Shit was fucking painful. Not able to say anything sucked. I imagine it did. And like I said, I can say the whole, well, I don't think I wouldn't have done that at all, blah, 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 but I don't really know. I'm not in their situation. I can just go grifting here and telling you, not grifting, because I don't make any money from this shit, and telling you what I think I would do, or what I would hope that I would do in that particular situation. That's all I can do. I only found out I didn't get paid for any of my sponsors After I had already signed the NDA, after 2 years, I have still not been paid back fully. After 2 years, don't you think that maybe you would sue? But then again, suing a giant corporation, eh. But if you all got together and sued, maybe that would have turned out differently. I don't know, obviously. To add insult to injury, they also demanded I had to pay them back $10,000 for some of the anniversary assets, which when they sent me back months later were half finished. So they wanted 10 grand for shit that was not even complete. Not only did they not pay her, right? Not only did they not pay her the money they owed her, they went, you know what we're going to do? Get this. This is going to be great, guys. We're going to tell her that she owes us money. Yeah, I'm sure that's, what's the word I'm looking for? Starts with an E. Ethical. Yeah. That sounds very ethical to me. Fucking hell. Despite all of that, I've had immense faith that the company has gotten better over the last 2 years. Well, sorry to tell you, that unfortunately was not the case. I assumed they rewrote their contracts after losing 3 people due to them and seeing all of the new talent join, because the new talent didn't know any better, which is so unfortunate for a lot of them. Clearly, this was not the case. Now for some fun facts. Ooh, is this the point where we jump in? Do we get some dirty dirt now? Let's see here. Where's the dirt? And the dirt says, their company lawyer has an Their company lawyer has an expired law license. He literally does not practice law anymore, and yet he was our point of contact for any legal help we needed. Holy shit. I had heard that before. I'd heard it from like Tectone and a couple other places too, and Nux and somebody else, I think. But could you imagine? So if their lawyer didn't have a practice, it wasn't practicing, didn't have a license, does that make their contracts null and void because he would be the one doing those? I don't know. Maybe that's a question I should probably preface to Legal Mindset, huh? They actively pitted us against one another during my time there and compared our successes to others, which you should never fucking do. They tried enforcing streaming schedules so that our view count would look better due to less overlap. Oh. So they were basically trying to say, hey girls, don't stream at the same time. You know, unless you're doing collabs, of course. But don't stream at the same time. Separate your streams out so that people can watch you individually, right? And that means it makes it look like there are more people watching than really are, because they're watching spread out more. Well, fucking it'll do to you, huh? They would always shit talk other VTuber agencies, which I don't. Yeah, okay, that doesn't surprise me anyway. That is a normal thing that happens in fucking corporate world. You shit talk the other companies. Hell, in my corporate world, they shit talk other companies. Usually jokingly, but it happens. They literally would spend company money to get a tiny dig at them. So they spend, okay, that goes way farther than just going, oh, HoloLive sucks. Ha ha ha. Especially HoloLive. It literally lived rent-free in Gunrun's head. They were convinced HoloLive was over when they signed Kason and Nazuna? Why would HoloLive be over when they signed two people? I mean, yes, Kason was big. Don't get me wrong. But two people are not going to fucking drop a VTuber agency. Now, allegedly, apparently, supposedly, shystering over $500,000 from a charity and having your biggest VTuber, as in Iron Mouse, publicly say she has left the company because she believes that you guys stole over $500,000 from charity, and you've also stolen in her words, a significant amount of money, which, if you believe what Kason said, Kason hadn't been paid since, September of 2024, nearly a fucking year ago, then, two and two together, everybody figures out, well, hey, I haven't been paid either. They all leave. The company fails. As in, you probably should have paid them in the first fucking place, huh? Our previous talent manager got ghosted for 6 months by Gunrun, told not to do any work for us, then got fired, not doing anything during this fiasco. So the talent manager was said, hey, don't do your job, which you should have been asking questions right then and there. We're gonna do something else, and then it gets fired for not doing anything. We weren't able to get any assistance. So because of that, no one was able to help, no one was able to do shit. Why does that not surprise me in this situation? Why does that not surprise me in this very strange case of what the fuck, right? MTD, Mountain Dew, who apparently was a pervy, what's the word I can say? Just not good things. We'll go with there. Got reprimanded for being creepy to us. Fucking hell, really. Got told not to message us privately. Go figure. Okay. I have proof from other streamers attending their IRL parties that Mountain Dew would actively shit-talk me after I left the company. Why is that not a surprise? To paint me in the worst light imaginable. Don't know why you're acting innocent on Twitter, pretending you weren't aware of anything. Can't wait to see all the shit that comes out about you, because there's loads. Ooh. But those aren't my stories to tell. Okay. Thankfully nothing happened to her. Thanks for reading, and thanks to those who stuck around between then and now. Thank you for giving me, Silver and Yen, the benefit of the doubt when we needed it most. And it goes to VShojo's thing here. Let's see, what are some of the responses here that from that long ago? Can we do by, can I view this by most recent? Where is the thing that says go by most recent? I thought there was a most recent, but I don't see one. Oh, from Nanners. Mountain Dew had the audacity to talk shit about you to my face as at a party of the year that we all left. Oh, fucking hell. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, a bunch of people being like, yeah, what the fuck? And there's Lily's. What the fuck does one even say to all this? Literally speechless. Yeah, this is just, like I said again, all of these girls were literally gaslit into this shit. Either gaslit through the carrot, like Mouse. Oh, hey, we really need you. We love you so much. We're like family. You don't want to hurt your family, do you? You'd feel really bad if you hurt your family, huh? And then, of course, you have Veibae and probably a few other ones. Well, you owe us this. We did so much for you. Don't you feel guilty because we did so much for you? You should do nothing but feel bad because we did so much for you. So much. Wow. Seems like a lot of BS to me. Anyway, hey, if you enjoyed the video, do me the giant favor, hit the like and subscribe button. And of course, as always,
let's up those numbers!
And I will see you, boys and girls, later on. Thank you. Bye-bye.